What's going on, everybody? Nerd of the 90s here, and I'm back here doing another movie review, and we haven't done one since, when? Avengers Endgame, and that's been a while. And yeah, today we're going to be reviewing Detective Pikachu, directed by Rob Letterman, starring Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds. Let's start off first with the story. The story is a vehicle leaves out of a facility, and that facility contains Mewtwo, and then Mewtwo just immediately just leaves out of the containment and just attacks the car, and then the story begins. And then we get to see Justice Smith's character, which is Tim Goodman, trying to capture one of the Pokemon, and then after that he finally fails to do that, and then he gets the phone call that his father is confirmed dead. And that's when the story starts completely developing, though. And yeah, it's okay, and how the story develops is a little convoluted, but later on when things get interesting, though, it starts to pick up a little bit, though. It has a bit of a slope, it has a bit of a good build-up, though, from the very first 2 minutes and stuff like that, and then after that it just completely goes really slow after that until you see the Pokemon, which we'll get to later. Justice Smith playing Tim Goodman, I thought, to me, he was an okay character. He wasn't very charismatic, though, but he did had some pretty cool scenes, though, with his chemistry with Detective Pikachu, who was voiced by Ryan Reynolds. So Tim Goodman, his role was okay, him trying to investigate his father's death, but him having his chemistry with Detective Pikachu, I thought, to me, that was the real highlight of the movie. I love the chemistry between Tim and Detective Pikachu, and I really enjoyed it often throughout the film. But then everything else completely falls apart too with the supporting cast. The supporting cast, to me, some of them are interesting, some of them are not interesting. The reporter girl is pretty cute and all, but still, it manages to pretty much falter a little bit too, because all she was trying to do is just investigate to see what really happened to the facility and how Mewtwo escaped. I will say this right now, the supporting cast is okay for most of the part, but the real highlight of the movie, the must-watch of the movie, is the Pokemon. The Pokemon here are absolutely great, and how the way they look, it's just, they nail it out of the park here. Warner Brothers, who pretty much is distributing this movie, I thought, to me, they did a good job of how the way they make Pikachu look more realistic as much as possible. Psyduck, Mewtwo, Greninja, Blastoids. It's been a while, I haven't watched Pokemon in quite some time, and all the Pokemon that you see, and even Charizard, which, oh my god, I thought they nailed it out of the park there. But that's about it. And then also Rhyme City, the city looks absolutely beautiful, and I'm like, man, why can the city exist in our world? Well, technically it kind of exists, though, but that's in Tokyo, Japan, even though it's not exactly like how it looks like here from the real world, but at least it's much as you can see. So yeah, Rhyme City, to me, I thought it was a beautiful looking place. You only see small parts of Rhyme City, and everything else, watching all the Pokemon, interacting with people, doing their job, watching Snorlax pretty much just being a traffic police, trying to fall asleep right there. Yeah, I'm trying to demonstrate, though, in order to keep that. And yeah, I thought everything was cool, though, and the CGI was great. Rhyme City was amazing. The Pokemon looked really good, even though there's some few of them that are missing. Ryan Reynolds portraying Pikachu. Tim Goodman, though, portrayed by Justice Smith, I thought he had some pretty good scenes, though, and him trying to investigate the death of his own father. The supporting cast was okay. The reporter girl was okay, but the villain, oh my gosh, the villain. I thought he was pretty weak. He was just a completely one-dimensional guy, and I'll give it that, though. And then also, the writing in this movie can be a little bad. And also, there's some jokes that did land with Pikachu and stuff like that. I did laugh at a few jokes with Ryan Reynolds, talking as Pikachu and then demonstrating, the difference between the Pokemon and then the human beings and all that stuff. And then his chemistry with Justin Smith. I thought it was good, but everything else was okay, though. Also, I got a big complaint here about this movie. Where the hell? I'm sorry, guys. I'll get to that in a second. But is this movie worth watching for Pokemon fans? Yes, it is. I will say this too. The real people who carried the movie were actually the Pokemon. Brian Reynolds as Pikachu. Justin Smith, sometimes he did have some pretty good scenes though with the Pokemon, and his chemistry with Detective Pikachu, I thought that really worked out though. But when he was away from Detective Pikachu, it completely just falters a little bit, especially when he has encountering the villain though, which to me, I thought the villain was completely one-dimensional though. But everything else about the movie, was amazing. All I can say, I do have a big complaint here, so skip 10 seconds from here is, where the hell is Ash, Team Rocket, Brock, and Misty? There's no mention and there's nothing from them. What the hell? They're missing and you guys never tease it, which sucks. Anyways, guys, my final verdict is it's a difficult one because I really want to give it a 8 out of 10, but seeing the bad writing, even though the writing was okay in some parts, but when Ryan Reynolds was voicing Pikachu and then carry the film as much as he can, and then Justin Smith also tried his best too to carry the film too, and some of the supporting cast was okay. I thought to me it was cool. Ditto though, if you know what I mean by that. The thing I'm a little disappointed they don't sequel bait though, which to me they didn't pull off an MCU on this one too, so they want to see how this movie does though, but they just completely confirmed that this movie does really good. We're gonna get a sequel, but the question is this: are we gonna get maybe Ash and Team Rocket? I don't know. It's a question mark that everybody's asking. So, who would play Ash and Team Rocket though, and Misty and Brock? Now, we'll find out soon enough because this movie did perform very well, but it's not going to go really well against Avengers Endgame, so I'll give it that. Oh yeah, so it's a 7 out of 10. The movie is great. It's a solid movie, but the only thing I gave it an extra point because the chemistry between Pikachu and Tim Goodman, the CGI, the Pokemon that shows up, including Psyduck being on Pikachu's side throughout the film, almost throughout the film though, and also the chemistry between Tim Goodman and the reporter girl was a little, yeah, and everything else about the movie was amazing though. If there is a part 2, can you please give us Ash and Team Rocket and Brock and maybe Misty? And I hope you guys find the right cast though. And I would love to see Ryan Reynolds come back though, but it depends on if he wants to do it though. And I would love to see if he mentions a joke for Deadpool 3 or X-Force if it even happens. Well, anyways, guys, that's the end of my review. I hope I didn't make things too completely convoluted with the review, but I'm just giving you guys a little bit of what I think about the movie. I thought, to me, it is a solid movie, even though they kind of did show off Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, which everybody just completely laughed at. I don't care how the way Sonic looks, but I still want to go watch the movie because of Jim Carrey being Dr. Eggman, and then also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. I thought, to me, he would be perfect Ben Schwartz. It kind of is a slap to the face to Roger Craig Smith, though, but let's see what happens, though, from there. Also, for my next movie reviews, I'm going to be doing a Road to John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, something like that. That's what they call it, even though it's just 2 films that I'd be reviewing, though. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, too. And then my Devil May Cry 5 review, I'm saving that to the end of the month because I really want to add some pictures here, even though you won't see any pictures here because I'm still learning. So I'll be seeing you guys next time for the next video, though. So I hope to see you guys then. Take care, everybody.